Okay, so that year, you guys play the Red Sox in the ALCS. You sweep them in 4 games, and then you play the Dodgers in the World Series.
Yeah.
So here's your first World Series, and it doesn't go as planned.
It started exactly as planned, to be honest with you. We swept the Boston Red Sox with a system that we use often. Great pitching and home runs and stolen bases. I hit a few home runs. I either tied the game or put us ahead. We had great defense. Eckersley came in, shut them down. Stewart, starting pitcher, kept them within range, and boom. We used that system during the whole year. Now we get to the 88 World Series against the Dodgers, and my first at bat, I knew Belcher. Belcher used to play for the Oakland A's. Very good fastball with a little slider or cutter. I knew I can easily hit him. I faced him before. He really wasn't overpowering. He liked to challenge guys, but at times he had very poor control. Of course, he pitched in the World Series as a rookie, so he was very, very young too. First at bat, I remember, I think the book on me was pitch me in, hit me. Do not let me get extended. Don't let me beat you. So they hit me in the actual wrist, the first at bat. Stewart comes out, hits sacks. Boom, they score a couple runs. I'm like, holy moly. I hope. And of course, Stewart hit sacks on purpose to show him that, you can't hit our players. That's fine. I get up now with bases loaded. And all I tell myself is this guy will not challenge me with a fastball for a strike. First pitch, fastball up, I take it. The only thing I'm thinking is right now, there's no way he would rather walk me than have me hit a grand slam. There's no way this guy's going to throw me a fastball for a strike. It's impossible. I'm sitting slider. Throws me a slider, middle away, I hit a line drive dead center. When I first hit it, I didn't think it was going to go out, but I hit it so hard, it kind of backspun and took off. So it's like a 420-foot rocket line drive. It went out instantly. And right there, I thought, okay, this is how the Oakland A's, this is how we do it. Our power takes over. Stewart comes in, shuts him down, keeps him tight, keeps him close. Eckersley comes in, boom, scenario, shuts him down. I thought that game was going to go that way. Now we're in the 9th, and I noticed that Michael Davis gets walked. The big mistake that was made is simple. When Michael Davis still second, they should have walked Gibson. First of all, Gibson is a veteran player. He's got a lot of power. He's what you call wiry strong. He's a very strong, handsy man. So when Michael Davis steals second, they should have walked God, I went blank. Well, they should have walked Gibson, I'm sorry. 3-2 pitch. Just walk him. Don't pitch him. Right-hander coming up next. Right-handers cannot hit Eckersley. Left-handers, they've had some success off Eckersley. So I thought for sure, now walk him. I don't care. Drill him. Do whatever. The worst pitch you could have thrown Gibson right there. He threw him a backdoor hanging slider. Gibson with 2 strikes, I've watched his career. He just tries to make contact. He doesn't try to hit the ball out. He's just trying to make contact to drive that runner in. So he throws him a hanging slider. He's actually a little bit ahead of it, but then he releases, hits it with one hand. As soon as he hits it, I kind of take one step back and I thought I had a chance. All of a sudden, this ball floats over my head and I realize this ball just went out of the ballpark. And I'm kind of sitting there thinking, what the fuck just happened here? You couldn't write a better script. That was an incredible moment that will go down in history because I knew that series was going to be a 2-game series. Simply, they win that game, Hershiser was unhittable. Now we face Hershiser, and I'm trying to figure out, okay, why is Hershiser so unhittable? I found out why. First of all, high velocity, late movement. So he actually mastered the movement on the baseball in exactly where the hitting zone is. Because if you throw an early pitch, you can see it break. You can kind of track it and hit it. The issue is when a pitch comes to the hitting zone, when you approach it, then it disappears. It's impossible to center. And that's what he had. He had the right amount of velocity and the right amount of pressure and spin on the baseball to where you could not center it. You would hit the top of the ball, you hit under the ball or miss it. He was literally unhittable. They win that second game, I knew the series was over. Because now, Hershiser can come in at any time. He could come in as a starter again. He can come in as a short reliever. He can do whatever he wants. And right there, we knew it was an uphill battle.
Well, you guys ended up losing in 5 games. How heartbreaking was it to lose your first World Series?
It was the way we lost it. But if you look at it this way, if you look at what the Dodgers did against us, everything for them went right. Hit and runs turned into doubles. Pinch hitters got hits. Guys walked. Guys hit home runs who maybe during the whole season hit maybe 12 or 13 home runs. They just could not do anything wrong. I remember Hershiser doing hit and runs and hitting doubles and singles. I mean, their game was perfect and our game was completely off. Now, granted, let's say we were by far the way better team. Let's say we were to play a 20-game series. Yes, we'd win 15 of those games. But people have to understand this. It's not the best team that wins in a short series. It's the team who plays the best will win a short series. And they outplayed us.
Okay, but even with that loss, you got the American League's MVP that year.
Yeah.
So that's a huge accomplishment right then and there. Okay. And then the next year, you guys come back to the World Series.
89.
Yep.
I thought for sure. Well, I started off with a hand injury. I had the hamate bone in my left hand surgically removed. It was bothering me. So I missed half the season. But the team did great. They held on. We acquired Rickey Henderson, which was a great acquisition for us. Amazing. To me, one of the best players I've ever seen, and by far, undoubtedly the best leadoff hitter in history, Major League Baseball. And I don't see how anybody can outdo him because his power, his defense, his on-base percentage, the way he steals bases, the way he intimidates other teams. I don't think there's ever going to be another Rickey Henderson. So luckily, he helped us out a lot. I was out for, I think, half the actual season. But when I came back, I mean, we just took off and exploded and took over the actual division. Funny note on that is that in spring training, I don't know why we played the Giants so many games. We must have played them maybe 12 games, maybe more. We beat them every single game. Every single game we played, and we didn't just beat them, we humiliated them. So when I saw that we were playing the Giants in the World Series, I'm going, wait a minute, how did they get there? We faced them in spring training so many times, and we just slaughtered them. They had no chance against us. I knew for sure that we were going to sweep them. I knew they had absolutely no chance against us. 0.
And you swept them in 4 games.
Yeah.
How did it feel to be playing your whole life? You know, you promised your mother on her deathbed that you'll be the greatest player ever, and now you won your first World Series.
It was great, but it was kind of like a tainted World Series because of the earthquake in the 3rd game. So,
yeah.
I mean, that took a lot away from the celebration aspect and what the Oakland A's had actually accomplished for that period of time. So, I mean, we never had the parades. We never did any of that. It was kind of like a somber celebration behind it. But we knew at that time that, we had a great team. We had a great organization. It was kind of the starting of a dynasty. As long as we could keep the team together. And the key is for a team of that status and quality, you got to stay healthy. You have to have your players stay in the lineup day in and day out. And we did that for a short period of time. We probably should have won more World Series than what we did. But I can say this. We did have one of the most exciting teams in Major League history. We had so many different characters. We had so much different chemistry. We had, the Rickey Hendersons, the Mark McGwire, the Cansecos, the Dave Stewarts. We had so many interesting characters that it was, I thought the entertainment value was just amazing.